Hello and welcome to a very special Granada Report live from Prescott for the grand opening of the Shakespeare Playhouse North. Tonight as we come on air, huge crowds of people are parading through the town centre to see their new theatre. Here's what's coming up on the programme. Behold the Bard. It's been years in the making, but finally Shakespeare has come to town.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch. I tell thee what.
It's hoped the theatre can inspire the playwrights of the future and bring glistening gold to the local economy.
It's very rare that I work a shift where someone hasn't come in and asked about the theatre. It's built up a lot of excitement, and that's like sort of grown and grown.
After millions of pounds and years of work, the stage is finally set. We'll take you inside this incredible new theatre.
Not a screw, not a nail, not a piece of glue. It's all been created with traditional style, traditional craft skills from 400 years ago.
How tickled he'd be to see this. Sir Ken Dodd's legacy will bring even more laughs to the world here in Prescott.
And A Midsummer Night's Dream, if you can get to sleep, that is. There's some hot days and some hot nights coming up early next week, and there's an extreme heat warning, a red one no less, from the Met Office. More about that later on.
But first, 6 years after planning permission was granted, this glorious new spectacle is finally open. As we come on air tonight, the opening ceremony here at the Shakespeare North Playhouse is well underway as a procession of thousands weaves its way to this incredible venue. Believe me, today's grand opening has been the talk of Prescott, a place thought to be the only English town outside of London to have had a freestanding, purpose-built indoor playhouse in the Elizabethan and Jacobean eras. It's even said that William Shakespeare himself performed right here. Well, more than 400 years later, it's hoped this replica, not far from the original, will attract millions of people over the years, boosting the local economy. Tonight, we are gauging the mood of its very first visitors. We're also speaking to those who've invested time and energy in this fabulous project. But first, Anne O'Connor reports on what this opening means now it's finally here.
It opens in a place Hamlet might call a sea of troubles, one of the most deprived areas of England. But the theatre could play its part in fighting the slings and arrows of high unemployment and low expectations. Scores of skilled workers came to Prescott in the 2-year construction, recreating a 17th century round theatre. Some were Merseyside apprentices, who may now follow in the footsteps of the man in charge.
So I live about 10 minutes away. Started off as an apprentice joiner in 2009.
So you are literally the boy who started at the bottom and has worked his way up?
Yeah, not all the way to the top yet, but I'm there or thereabout.
In the outdoor performance area funded by the Ken Dodd Foundation, he tells me the new recruits learned every aspect of the job.
It revitalised the area. We've had 20 odd apprentices, joinery, scaffolders, painting and decorating. So it's brought a lot of work for the younger people to come in and to learn a trade, which is what I done.
We do use local labour. We've got a supply chain that is really we can draw upon from all the local area, the Liverpool City region.
Jobs perhaps for Prescott school pupils, where teachers are working hard to improve grades in a borough that's been bottom of league tables.
Fi, what are you mad?
Good father, I beseech you on my knees.
Hang thee, young baggage, disobedient wretch.
God in heaven bless her. You are to blame, my lord.
How do you think having a Shakespeare playhouse down the road might help you understand the text a bit better?
It's going to be a good asset to Prescott because we'll be able to see it and it'll be a visual image.
More people will learn from Shakespeare.
It'll be a lot easier for learning because you can actually see it instead of just reading it on a page.
So they can have a better understanding of it.
Their school dates back to the days when Shakespeare was associated with Knowsley's Lord Derby, a patron of Elizabethan theatre.
It very much feels like Shakespeare is reaching out to our pupils from the past. Our school has been here since 1544 and our pupils know about that. They know about the history of the school.
This is going to be a marvellous opportunity really to raise their aspirations, to get engaged and enthused about what's going on, and I'm sure inevitably there will be a knock-on effect.
That knock-on effect happened with the Tate Art Gallery, breathing new life into Liverpool, bringing 650,000 visitors a year. Back in 1988, many doubted its opening would change much at the once derelict and drained Albert Dock.
Welcome to Granada Reports, live from Liverpool's Tate Gallery.
We were there for that historic opening too, as Prince Charles performed the honours. 3 decades on, it puts £20 million into the economy, proving the pulling power of culture.
It's like opening the doors onto some different ways of thinking. You can see things that you wouldn't see in other places, so it changes the way you might see the world. It might change the way you think about other parts of the world. It might change the way you think about the people that you live and work with. I think Prescott are really lucky to have the Shakespeare coming, because hopefully some of that will happen there as well.
It already is in the streets around Shakespeare North Playhouse. New businesses are hoping for a boom from the Bard. Not least in the Real Ale bar that takes his nickname.
It's very rare that I work a shift where someone hasn't come in and asked about the theatre. It's built up a lot of excitement, and that's like sort of grown and grown.
I think it's the best thing that can happen towards Prescott.
Sounds very neat. It's been run down for the last few years, like, it's picking up now, like.
If they do musicals, I'd be alright, because I love Chicago, all that jazz.
I love Shakespeare plays. I'd like to see Dame Jude.
Well, there she might watch Granada Reports tonight, you never know.
Judy Dench might say, "Come here, Judy, come and have a drink at the bar."
Indeed, all are welcome, as Prescott hopes to stage its comeback. Anne O'Connor, ITV News.
Yeah, what a day. OK, let's cross now to Victoria Grimes, who's with the theatre's very first arrivals. And Vicky, today has been many years in the making.
Oh, do you know, Gamal, it has. It's been 15 long years in the making. There's been a fair bit of hubble, toil and trouble along the way, as there always is with big projects like this. But tonight, the whole of Prescott is a stage, and everyone here is excited to see it come to fruition. Yeah! Tell you what, they're excited, aren't they? Jimmy, what do you think about this new theatre? Good. Tommy, little brother stepping in. That's very good indeed. Sonny, where's Sonny? Because special day for you today, Sonny. It's your birthday. How have these gone shy? These kids have been the noisiest kids I've spoken to in my whole life, and they've just gone shy. But happy birthday to you. Go on, what do you want to say?
It looks so beautiful.
You're looking beautiful. Oh, thank you. Excellent. Right, come on through. Talking of beautiful, ladies, this is very civilised. You've got the best plan here with the chairs.
Absolutely.
But I'm a bit concerned that there's no drinks happening, really.
Cheers!
They know what they're doing, don't they? Here's Andy. Andy, you're doing security. It's a good night, eh?
Yeah, good night all round.
Everybody is very excited, and nobody's more excited than Andy, who stood here with a hammer, because Andy, you've had a crucial role in bringing this all together.
Yeah, I was the project manager, but what a fantastic night this is. Hey, what a building.
Why are you still holding a hammer if you've finished?
I haven't got a clue.
You're having a good time. You're having a good time anyway, aren't you? So hundreds and hundreds of people have turned up. We've had about 10 different parades, people going down. It's been absolutely fantastic. We've got more people here who want to say hello. Who are you? Where are you from?
We are Prescott Cables, and this thing right here is a wonderful thing for our community.
What do you think it's going to mean to the people of Prescott?
Just amazing, because Shakespeare used to live here, and everything for Shakespeare's been going over the country, and now everything and stuff has been going around Prescott. Is a big thing for everyone.
It's such a special day, isn't it? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yay! Give us a big yay from the Prescott Cables.
Yes!
Hey, give us was having an absolute ball. How are you doing? You've got a big dagger there, sir.
I know, sir. This is Cable's dagger.
Is this the Cable's dagger? Yeah. We've got all the cables. We've had the cables. Who else wants to say hello? Do you guys want to say hello? Yeah. Are you excited about this new theatre? Yeah. It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah, very.
Pretty cool. Right then. Well, I think we're going to hand back now to our lovely Gamal, who's up on a balcony, just over there, like Romeo himself. But it's a big goodbye from us here. Say bye, everyone.
Vicky, thank you very much. She's having a fabulous time down there, isn't she? We're all having a great time. I'll tell you what, the energy is electric, it's palpable. Look, that is it from me, from Prescott for now, but make sure you do join us a little later in the programme when we'll be treading the boards ourselves inside this incredible new theatre. For now, though, back to Mel in the studio for the rest of the day's news. Mel.
Thanks, Gamal. Fabulous scenes there from Prescott. Let's get on to the rest of the day's news now, though. An aid worker from Warrington who was captured by pro-Russian separatists in Ukraine has reportedly died. Paul Yuri was detained by the Donetsk People's Republic back in April as he tried to rescue a family trapped by the war. Our reporter Emma Sweeney is in the newsroom for us now. What more can you tell us, Emma?
Well, Mel, Paul Yuri travelled to Ukraine a few months back alongside another man called Dylan Healy. We're told the pair were not linked to any organisation. They went over there of their own accord to help those affected by the war. But back in April, they were captured by Russian-backed separatists who accused them of being mercenaries. And now, according to a spokesperson for that group, Mr. Yuri is said to have died on Sunday due to stress and underlying health conditions. Today, Paul's heartbroken mother said she was angry and wants answers, adding he wasn't a mercenary and should never have been detained in the first place.
He would never pass the medical, never. Unless there's an army that take type 1 diabetics. I wish I'd have broke his legs so he couldn't go. Because you'd understand if he's sinning.
Well, the Foreign Office has expressed its concern over today's reports, and earlier the Foreign Secretary, Liz Truss, said those responsible will be held accountable.
Emma, thank you very much indeed. A red weather warning has been issued here in the northwest for the first time ever. It's because of an extreme heat wave that's expected to hit on Monday and Tuesday. Our correspondent Rob Smith joins me in the studio. Rob, we've never seen one of these before, so what does a red warning actually mean?
It means a risk to life. That's the bottom line. It's the Met Office's highest level of warning, never been issued before for extreme heat, and a big section of the northwest is included in this. Temperatures spiking to the very high 30s, possibly even 40. Officials say it's not just those we normally think were vulnerable to extreme swings of temperature that are at risk here. Fit and healthy people are at risk too, because those kind of temperatures put a real strain, have a real effect on the heart and the lungs. NHS chiefs want everyone to try and keep as cool as they possibly can, look after themselves, not just for their own benefit, but for the benefit of a health system that's under a lot of stress.
Stay in the shade, drink and keep hydrated, make sure you can take covers as best you can, and make sure that if you do need to be out, you do it at the beginning and the end of the day, because the NHS really needs you to make sure you stay safe and stay out of danger.
And it's not just people, it's infrastructure too. Water systems, energy systems, they're going to be pushed really a long way down the road because of the massive demand that there's going to be. Road networks, rail networks in this country, not really built for these kind of temperatures. We could see melting tarmac, buckled rails. Monday and Tuesday may not be pretty.
Wow, thank you, Rob. Good advice there as well. Thank you very much indeed. Now, one of Paul Ryder, the bass player and founding member of the Happy Mondays, has died. The 58-year-old started the band with his brother Sean back in 1980. This afternoon, the group posted the news on their Twitter account just hours before they were due to perform in Sunderland. Paying tribute, they called him a true pioneer and a legend. One of the world's longest-running pieces of street art has bounced into Liverpool. The Red Bull project has already appeared in Australia, France and Canada. It was unveiled at the Albert Dock this morning and will be in Liverpool for the next 10 days. And if you're wondering what the big Red Bull is all about, you can head to our website where you'll find a very handy explainer. That's at itv.com/Granada. And in football, Manchester United have announced the signing of Christian Eriksen. The Danish international joins on a free transfer. He's made a full recovery after suffering a cardiac arrest last year. The 30-year-old becomes Erik ten Hag's second signing as manager. And here's what's still to come on the ITV News at 6:30 with Lucrezia.
Coming up, why the heatwave has become a national emergency. Ministers today held crisis talks after warnings that lives will be at risk. We've everything you need to know about the UK's first extreme heat alert. Also ahead, ITV News uncovers a secret plan to pack the House of Lords with loyal Tory peers. COVID hits the Euros as England manager Sarina Wiegman tests positive. Plus, it's all smiles from the Queen as she makes a rare public visit near Windsor. Join me for those stories and more at 6:30.
Well, now it is time to head back to the Shakespeare Playhouse North in Prescott. Gamal, where do we find you?
Hello there, Mel. Well, I've been able to make it inside, and what an amazing sight it is. And I am delighted to say that I'm joined by Lady Anne Dodd, the wife of the late Sir Ken Dodd. Lady Anne, thank you so much for spending time with us this evening on Granada Reports. The Ken Dodd Foundation donated £700,000 to this incredible project. He was a lover of theatre, wasn't he?
Oh, theatre was his life. Theatre was his life, real live theatre. And that's why to be involved with this performance garden, which is like a mini amphitheatre, was so exciting. He was asked about that a couple of years before.
The Ken Dodd Performance Garden Centre is outside.
Yes.
It's an opportunity for people to come in and celebrate
Yes.
and enjoy and perform and just
Yes.
enjoy what is an incredible piece of artwork. Did he study William Shakespeare? Was he inspired by the bard?
Oh, he was indeed. I mean, he was thrilled to be asked to play Malvolio in Twelfth Night, would you believe, 50 years ago, 1971. And he really performed to great acclaim. It was wonderful because he thought, will I be doing it all right? But he did it so well, the reviews were incredible. Yes.
He passed away a short time after he was approached about this project.
Yes.
Was it an easy decision for him to make? Because we're talking about significant amounts of money here, £700,000.
Yes, at the time he wouldn't have known exactly what they were proposing, but they did say if you were able to contribute to our fundraising and things, we may name a cafe after you or something. And he said to the person who asked this or mentioned it, he said, I think I'd like something a little better than that. So I was only too thrilled to say when I was approached after he passed away, different things that I could put money towards, and I like the idea of this performance garden, which was going to be a mini amphitheatre.
Well, he definitely got a lot more than just a cafe. What do you think he would have made of all of this?
Oh, this theatre here, the whole complex is absolutely wonderful for all ages and all people and all manner of people. And that's the whole idea, that it will encourage children as well as adults. And his foundation anyway was set up for various reasons to increase the knowledge of the arts for particularly children and give them opportunities, which is this place is going to do.
And just finally, Lady Anne, on a personal level, what do you make of all of this? I mean, it's been years in the making. We are finally here, yes. And now we're seeing Sir Ken's legacy play out.
Well, it's so incredible. I mean, this is just the most amazing building. To think we're in the middle of Prescott. I've known Prescott for years. Ken loved Prescott. He knew all about Prescott. He'd be so thrilled. It would just be. He was thrilled with the proposal. Absolutely thrilled, but to think this is how it's all come about, and it's only 5-6 years. They did it, well, it took less than that, but it's 5 or 6 years since he was approached. Yes.
Lady Anne, thank you very much once again for chatting to us. It's a spectacular day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening, because there's lots of entertainment and festivities to come on.
Thank you.
I know that. Well, you really can capture the imagination, the mood, the energy in this community here. And Caroline Whitmore has spent the day here ahead of the doors opening for the very first time.
Well, it's It's been in the planning for over 15 years. It cost $38 million to build, and it'll attract over 140,000 people to Prescott each year. Welcome to the brand new Shakespeare North Playhouse. Melanie, this is the main theatre and it is absolutely stunning, isn't it?
Yeah, it's incredible. So this is an exact replica of a 17th century cockpit in court theatre made from 60 tonnes of English oak. Not a screw, not a nail, not a piece of glue. It's all been created with traditional style, traditional craft skills from 400 years ago. It is completely modern, so there's brilliant sound, there's brilliant lighting, but this is configurable, so we're currently in an end-on. In September we'll be changing to an in-the-round configuration. You literally feel like you're on stage, you're part of the action. So this is the Sir Ken Dodd Performance Garden. It seats 130. It's fully accessible from the ground floor and from the first floor. And it's a beautiful space. There's some great theatre coming along, always inspired by Shakespeare, but as well as the serious drama, we're going to have lots of fun, lots of comedy, which I hope that Sir Ken will be proud of. We've got sculptures all across the building. It's part of a treasure trail, and they're actually inspired by a treasure trail that's all through Prescott. But the skull is, of course, inspired by Sir Ken, inspired by the role that he played in Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet.
Oh,
so
of course,
yeah. So it's Yorick's skull from that piece.
2-year-old Steve here was the first person to walk inside the Shakespeare North Playhouse. She's looking very chilled there.
Yeah,
What did you all think of it?
Brilliant.
I've been waiting for ages for it to open up, and now it's open. It's going to be really good. Can't wait for the shows to start.
It's a fabulous asset for Prescott, for Merseyside, and of course for the north of England. So, boy, is this one powerhouse.
I'm ecstatic over it. It's a beautiful location right near the parish church. I have been to the theatres in Stratford, but I think this is a real plus for the North West.
I thought it would only be small, but when I've seen it now, it's massive.
It's massive, isn't it? I know. Yeah. You've been involved, haven't you, with the theatre right from the start and making sure that their disabled access is up to scratch, isn't it?
I need it up to scratch.
This has been 15 years in the planning. Just tell me, how do you feel today, you know, showing it to the public for the first time?
We've said from the beginning, this is a playhouse for the people of Prescott, the people of Liverpool City region, the people of the north and beyond. So it's just brilliant to see people in and using the space, and long may that continue.
Yeah, it certainly is a playhouse for the people. Well, I'm joined by Ashley Nugent, who is a performer, a writer and a local lad.
Yes, indeed.
Ashley, great to chat to you. Well, firstly, for somebody who was born here...
Not born here, but grew up here.
Grew up here.
Yes.
What does a day like this mean for somebody like you?
It is just, it's so exciting. It means everything. I originally moved away from this area because I felt there wasn't any culture, and when I wanted to admit that I want to be a writer and meet people who do that kind of stuff, I didn't know people like that in this area. I didn't know of any activities like this in this area. I went away 20 odd years ago, and now I'm back, and it's just incredibly exciting.
What does the playhouse mean for Prescott?
This means, you know, this means development, this means progression, this means putting us on the map, not only Prescott, but the whole of the Liverpool City region. Because even as Liverpool has been developing since the City of Culture, Knowsley and Prescott have felt a bit left behind. Well, now we're going to start making some noise and bring the rest of Liverpool and the whole surrounding region with us globally.
Over the last few days and weeks, I've been hearing a lot about this idea of the Shakespeare effect, the impact on bars, restaurants, businesses. Do you think that is likely to last now?
Yeah, well, it's happening already. So shops were shutting down on this high street. There was nothing here. It was turning into a bit of a ghost town, and already now you can see the bars, the restaurants, really, really good quality shops opening up, and you've got murals of Shakespeare, and Shakespeare's everywhere now, you know, and you've got public art and everything. It's all happening here, and I believe it really, really will continue. I think it was said recently that this is going to become like the next Salford. Well, Salford was an area in the northwest where a lot of money was pumped into and became a very, as you well know, became a really, really creative hub. Well, Prescott can be that too.
And one of the things that I've been hearing over the last few days is that this really does complete a triangle from Stratford to London, now in the northwest, when it comes to William Shakespeare. Can you put a bit of meat on the bone?
Well, I'm no historian, but Prescott was apparently home to the first freestanding, purpose-built playhouse theatre outside of London. Just down the road here in Prescott, Lord Strange's men performed there. Lord Strange was the 5th Earl of Derby who sponsored that troupe, whose residence was just over here in Prescott at Knowsley Hall. The Derbys still lived there, and Lord Chamberlain's men, which came from Lord Strange's men, still performed there. And it is thought that Shakespeare wrote poetry for Lord Strange's men and may well have performed here in Prescott. There's all these different strands. People think that he may have written A Midsummer Night's Dream for the 6th Earl of Derby. There's all these different strands of evidence that link Shakespeare to Prescott.
And what does this whole place here mean for the young kids who are growing up in this community?
You know, if this place had been here when I was a kid, I might have had a bit of a fear of coming in, because I thought, oh, that's Shakespeare and that's for them lot. Especially as school kind of turned me off from education and from thinking I'm not clever enough to understand this kind of thing. The ADHD and the way the curriculum is kind of turned me off school. But if somebody would have taken me by the hand to come in and show me something relevant to me, maybe some rap music when I was 14, 15, and link that into Shakespeare, something that really engaged me, then maybe it would have been easier for me, maybe not to have to go through the difficult times I went through before becoming a writer and a performer as I am now.
Ashley, wonderful to talk to you. Ashley Nugent, writer and performer. Great to chat. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Here's John with the weather.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello again. Right, well, I'm going to cut to the chase and I'm going to show you this graphic for next Monday and Tuesday. It's an unprecedented red extreme heat warning from the Met Office, record-breaking temperatures, potentially up to 40 Celsius, and yes, potentially danger to life. Now, you find that hard to believe, probably, looking at today's weather. Cloudy skies here over Elton Reservoir near Bury, and a bit of a cool breeze as well. That's all thanks to high pressure out to the west. That's been dragging in quite cool conditions from the Atlantic, but it all changes as we head through the weekend. We're going to tap into this very hot air from Iberia, the Western Mediterranean, ultimately from North Africa, and that's going to edge our way, certainly on Sunday, Monday and into Tuesday. But back to this evening, a fine evening to round off the day, and then a dry night to come with extensive cloud breaks, maybe one or two mist patches, but it is comfortable, the overnight low around 9 or 10 Celsius. Very sun times for tomorrow, up at 5 o'clock in the morning, setting at 9:33 tomorrow evening. So tomorrow then, it's going to be a dry day. There's going to be lots of sunshine, long sunny spells, just a little bit of high cloud maybe floating around, and that is strong sunshine. The UV index is 7 and a top temperature of 25 Celsius. And then through tomorrow evening, plenty of sunshine to round off the day. The only exception may be the Isle of Man, a little bit more cloudy up there. And then into Sunday, it's another dry day with plenty of sunshine coming through. Temperatures really creeping up during the course of Sunday, 28 Celsius, and into the early part of next week, a reminder of that very hot weather.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello, summer. Piri sponsors ITV Pollen Count.
So how long does the hot weather last? Well, it should have gone by Wednesday. In the meantime, though, the pollen count is high. That's it from me. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and enjoy your weekend.
John, many thanks indeed. Well, as Hamlet would say, alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. Look, I can only get better, can't I? Well, look, that is it for a very special Granada Reporters. Prescott enters a brand new era. As you can see, that new era is well underway outside this building, where the celebrations are expected to run late into the evening. Who knows, this theatre may inspire a new generation of wordsmiths and actors whose works will be celebrated many years from now. From me and the team here, bye-bye for now.